County Long Count battle in Chicago 8 years before. Everyone's stunned by the fury of Lewis's attack.
What's happening, my people? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing, and we're always looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Salute. Mike Mazik. Salute, Mike. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. Salute, T Hill. Good to see you today. Salute to everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Box Storian. Today, boxing in the States, the Garden State, New Jersey. The Garden State, New Jersey. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Storian bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. How's everyone today? This is the Thursday afternoon edition of Cast Sports, the Box Historian. Pulled right back up on another weekend. 8 cards. I think we got, it's 1 tonight, 3 tomorrow, 5 Saturday. Let's talk fashion in the building. Salute, Let's Talk Fashion. Good to see you today, bro. New Jersey, the Garden State, boxing in the States today. Yeah, it's a bunch of boxing this weekend. So, as boxing fans, should be a pretty good weekend. But how's everybody today? We almost back to the weekend. But y'all know every day is a weekend for me, so I'm just waiting for y'all to join me, that's all. But you're on the past update now. So we're going to get right on into our highlights of boxing history segment, 2 to 2:30. We're up to September. We're going to look at some highlights of boxing from each day in September over the years, okay? I guess we'll start with September 1st, right? Is everybody ready for the weekend? Because it's almost upon us. I missed Pro Box last night, too. Can't sleep on that Pro Box. That's pretty good. I like the commentary because they actually tell you what's happening in the ring. Unlike some of them other networks, you know, like ESPN, you got to check and make sure you're on the right channel. Because what Waterhead Tim Bradley and his buddies talking about is not what's going on in the ring. But let's do some highlights of boxing history. September. On September 1st, 1973, Big George Foreman retained his world heavyweight title with a first-round knockout over Jose Roman. Yeah, Big George was destroying him back then, man. He got Ken Norton in the first round, too, back around that time. Got Smoking Joe Frazier in 2 rounds. 6 knockdowns. It then stopped him in the second round. I think the second fight between Big George and Smoking Joe went 5 rounds. They had 2 knockdowns. So in 2 fights between them, I think they went a total of 7 rounds. Big George knocked Smoking Joe down 8 times. So, yeah. You know, sometimes a fighter just have another fighter's number. I guess Big George had Smoking Joe's number. I don't know. But on September 2nd, 2016, Bleed for This was released. An American... I don't know what happened there. Got off onto the wrong thing. Sorry about that. September 3rd, 1906, Joe Gans, the old master, Joe Gans, defeated Batley Nelson via disqualification in round 42 to regain the world lightweight title. And I think Joe Gans broke his arm in round 34. Fought the last 8 rounds with a broken arm. 42 rounds. That's how it was back in them days. We didn't have no 15 round limit, and we didn't have no 3-minute round limit. You know, the round ended when somebody went down, right? And then, as long as you came back out there and told that mark, the next round started. So Joe Gans and Batley Nelson went 42, and Joe Gans did the last 8 with a broken arm. September 4th, 2010, Ricky Burns gave Roman Martinez his first defeat and won the WBO Super Featherweight title. Wow. Gave Roman Martinez his first defeat, Ricky Burns. September the 5th, 1960, Muhammad Ali, then Cassius Clay, won gold at the Summer Olympics in Rome in the light heavyweight division. And remember, we had the back-to-back in the Olympics. Ali in 60 in Rome, Smoking Joe in 64 in Tokyo, and Big George in 68 in Mexico City. They all went on to face each other as professionals and all became professional world champions. And Smoking Joe was really amazing because Smoking Joe broke his thumb in the semifinal match. And he didn't tell anyone because they knew they would have pulled him out of the gold medal match. And he fought the gold medal match with a broken thumb on his left hook hand and still won. Incredible. September. Oh, I thought the music had stopped. The music stopped. I got to stop. Mike Oh, Mike's better than him. Mike Mazik. Salute Mike Mazik. Great profile yesterday. Jolton Jeff Chandler. Donnie Williams. What's up, Donnie? Donnie Williams is in the building. Salute, Donnie. We're doing our little highlights of boxing history. Okay, let's continue with it. As soon as I write down Donnie Williams' name. Salute, Donnie. Turn the light back out. Okay. September 6th, right? Yeah. September 6th, 1920. Jack Dempsey defeated Billy Misk in 3 rounds for the heavyweight title in the first radio broadcast of a prize fight. First radio broadcast, September 6, 1920. Wow. 104 years ago, right? 2020, 21. Yeah. This is still 2024. Yeah. 104 years. Okay. September 7th, 1996. Mike Tyson defeated Bruce Seldon in the first round for the WBA heavyweight title, unifying it with the WBC heavyweight title. And guess what else happened that night? American rapper Tupac Shakur watched the fight, but was fatally shot later that same night. Yep, that was the night Tupac got shot. And he was at the fight. Why didn't they just settle him with the fist like Mike and Bruce Seldon did, man? Tupac might still be alive, but nah. That was out in the street. Okay, September 8th, 1950. Sandy Sadler regained the world featherweight title against Willie Pep in their 3rd of 4 fights. Yep, they still had 1 more to go after that. And it was sad, man, because Sandy, you know how you had that dementia pugilistica dementia. He had that bad, man. You know, I saw him and Willie became good friends, and they were both like in their 60s that I saw them. They was doing an interview. I didn't see it. I ain't that old. I saw it on tape years later. Sandy could barely talk, man. When the people were asking Sandy questions, Willie had to answer for it. It was bad, man. Sandy was in bad shape. But, you know, that's boxing. We love it, but, you know, that's the negative side of it. September 9th, 1944. Willie Pep retained the world featherweight title with a 15-round decision over Chalky Wright. Another good featherweight back from that era, 40s, early 50s. September 10th, 1973. Muhammad Ali avenged his loss to Ken Norton, beating him by a 12-round split decision. I thought Ken Norton won, but the judges didn't think so, and that's who counted. Prize Fighter in the building. What's up, Prize Fighter? Prize Fighter said, we used to run the boardwalk in Atlantic City. Salute, Prize Fighter. Good to see you, bro. Boxing in the States, New Jersey. We just doing a little highlights of boxing history right now. 2 to 2:30. Try to wait for 2:30. Used to be waiting for Lonnie Lee to get here, but I haven't seen Lonnie Lee in months. Say his work schedule changed, so you know. But he'll be back eventually because he's a degenerate just like the rest of us on this boxing, man. Okay. September 11th, 2010. Yuriorkis Gamboa defeated Orlando Salido to unify the WBA World and vacant IBF featherweight titles. September 12th, 1951. Sugar Ray Robinson recovered the world middleweight title with a 10-round knockout of Randy Turpin. Yeah, Randy had beat Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray went over there to England and lost his title to Randy. Then they came over here. I think that one was at the Garden, the rematch, I think. But anyway, it was in the States and Sugar Ray. Randy beat Sugar Ray in the UK and Sugar Ray beat the UK guy in the United States. Mm-hmm. September 13th, 2003. Sugar Shane Mosley beat Oscar De La Hoya in their rematch to unify the WBC and WBA junior middleweight title belts. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, Sugar Shane got Oscar that night. September 14th, 2013. Money May, Floyd Mayweather Jr. beat Canelo Alvarez by majority decision. Was that 2013? 2013? That does not seem like it was 11 years ago. Wow. Don't seem like it was, I guess it was though. 2013. September 15th, 1978. Oh yeah, you know that one. Muhammad Ali made history by becoming the first boxer to be world heavyweight champion 3 times. And he beat Leon Spinks after he lost his belt to Leon earlier that year. I think it was February 1978. Leon only had 7 fights under his belt at that time, man. In his 8th fight, he beat Muhammad Ali. But Muhammad got it back in 78. And that's when the WBA and WBC split for the first time since like 1971. Because the WBC wanted Leon to fight their top contender, Ken Norton. But Leon fought Ali. I guess Ali was a bigger money fight. You know, he had just beat him. Of course it was. So the WBA kept recognizing Leon. WBC stripped him and gave it to Ken Norton. But Ken didn't keep it long because Larry Holmes beat Ken in his first defense. Okay? But September 16th, 2017, Triple G, Gennady Golovkin fought Canelo Alvarez, which ended in a very, 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 very controversial draw. I thought Triple G won that one. Very controversial draw. September 17th, 1934, Jimmy McLaurin recovered the world welterweight title over Barney Ross. Okay, let me check the chat here. We're good. Okay, T Hill, yeah, Lonnie, yeah, you was the one that told me, T Hill, remember? Yeah, T Hill, yeah, says I think Lonnie Lee's work schedule got him. Yeah, right. Yep. September 18th, 1999, Felix Tito Trinidad defeated the Golden Boy, Arthur De La Hoya, by a close, controversial majority decision. Man, and we waited for that rematch, but it never happened. We just knew they were going to run it back, but Oscar and Tito never ran it back, man. That was one that got away from us. September 19th, 2009, Floyd Mayweather Jr. defeated Juan Manuel Marquez in a comeback after retiring for 21 months. Okay, it was out almost 2 years before the Juan Manuel Marquez fight, because they had a brother too, Rafael. September 20th, 1972, the Israel Vasquez just passed away too. He had him and Ron's brother, Rafael, had a good thing going on back there. Them two, yeah. Israel just passed away. It was talking about he had a little tribute over the weekend on him. I believe it was this past weekend, yeah. September 20th, 1972, Muhammad Ali beat Floyd Patterson by a knockout in the 7th round. That was the rematch. On September the 21st, 1985, Michael Spinks made history by becoming the first boxer to go from world heavyweight champion to world heavyweight champion, defeating IBF champion Larry Holmes in 2 things. I believe Michael Spinks was still light heavyweight champion. And the second thing, I thought Holmes beat him. And I think they had a rematch, and they gave that one to Spinks too, but I thought Holmes won both fights. And they broke up Holmes. Holmes had 20 straight defenses going into that fight with Spinks. That broke it up. He might have caught Joe Louis, but the judges gave it to Spinks because Joe Louis is 25 is the record, right? Holmes had 20, but they gave it to Spinks. September 22nd, 1927, Gene Tunney defeated contender Jack Dempsey again. Yeah, Gene took the belt from Jack in 26, and then he won the rematch in 27. Almost a year to the date. And 27 was the long count fight. You know, that was the first time where they started sending people to the neutral corner. First time they started that rule, because before you could just stand right there by the referee while he counted. So Jack didn't go to the neutral corner immediately, and the referee wouldn't stop counting, trying to get him to go, and that gave Gene Tunney some extra seconds on the mat. And people say Jack through the fight did that on purpose. I don't think so. I think he was just confused because, like I said, that was the first fight where they started using the neutral corner. So Jack probably didn't know what the hell the referee was talking about. Go to the neutral corner. He was used to standing right there while he counted. So I don't think it was fixed or anything. He was just confused, you know. But anyway, Gene beat him 2 times in a row. I think Jack retire after that? I'm not sure. But he didn't fight too much longer after that second loss to Gene Tunney. September 23rd, 1952, Rocky Marciano defeated Jersey Joe Walcott to become the heavyweight champion of the world. And Rocky needed a knockout. It was round 13, 15-round era, and Jersey Joe was well ahead on all three cards. All he had to do was finish the fight on his feet. But Susie Q came through for Rocky. You know, anytime you name your right hand, it's got to be a bad man, yeah. And got Jersey Joe out of there, and they said Jersey Joe was out for 5 minutes, or out before he hit the mat. Yeah, I got that picture in my archives. Susie Q was a right hook, laying right on the chin, knocked Jersey Joe lips over under his ear. Was asleep for 5 minutes. September 24th, 1922, Battling Siki became Senegal's first boxing world champion. Senegal got a world champion. Wow, Battling Siki. Mm-hmm. On September 25th, 1962, Sonny Liston became the world heavyweight champion by knocking out Floyd Patterson in the first round. And that told us why Custody Amato kept Sonny away from Floyd for so long. Knocked him out in the first round. And the rematch was a carbon copy. Guess what? The rematch, he knocked him out in the first round. It was almost the exact, just 4 seconds earlier than the first fight. I mean, both fights were like a carbon copy of each other, man. 4 seconds earlier in the second fight, he knocked him out in the first round. Crazy. September 26, 1945, Jake LaMotta fought Sugar Ray Robinson for the fifth time. They had one more after that. 6 fights. And you know the second and third fight were 3 weeks apart. The second fight was February 5th, 1943. And the third fight was February 24th, 1943, 3 weeks apart. And then after the third fight with Sugar Ray, Jake fought somebody else 2 weeks later. He had 3 fights in about a month. Jake, tough man. Arguably the best chin in boxing history, Jake LaMotta. Mm-hmm. September 27th, 1980, Marvelous Marvin Hagler became world middleweight champion, scoring a technical knockout over Alan Minter on cuts in 3 rounds. And those UK people went crazy, man. They threw chairs, bottles, all kinds of stuff in that ring, man. I saw it. It was on TV. I saw that one as it happened. And man, they had to get Marvin and Alan. They was mad at Marvin for taking the title. They was mad at Alan Minter. He was a UK guy for losing it in front of him over there in the UK, right? So September 28th, 1976, Muhammad Ali retained the World Heavyweight Championship with a disputed 15-round unanimous decision over Ken Norton in the last fight of their trilogy. Very disputed, man. That one was at Yankee Stadium. I thought Ken Norton won that one too, man. Ray Patterson in the building, straight out of New Jersey. What's up, Ray Patterson? And Donnie Williams in the building. New Jersey today, RP, the Garden State. And RP is straight out of the Garden State. Oh, Donnie been in here. Donnie Williams, but salute anyway, but Donnie Williams been in here. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. Salute, RP. We're going to talk about New Jersey today. Got a couple more dates in this highlights of boxing history, and then we're going to get started. But where were we? Okay, yeah. Very disputed decision for Ali over Norton in 76. And they had 3 newspaper writers at ringside unofficially scoring the fight. All 3 of them, was it 3 or 5? I know it was at least 3. All 3 of them gave it to Norton. But the 3 judges was who counted. And it was unanimous for the judges for Ali. September 29th, 2001, Bernard Hopkins defeated Felix Trinidad to successfully unify the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles and become the undisputed middleweight champion. That was 3-belt, but later he added the WBO and became the first 4-belt, remember? That was 3-belt. It wasn't too much longer after that, neither. Who was it? Oscar he beat for the 4-belt? When they had that little tournament, remember? And they cheated Felix Sturm because they wanted Oscar and B-Hop. That was the money. who would be more money, B-Hop and Philly Stern, or B-Hop and the Golden Boys. So they cheated. Philly Stern beat Oscar, man, and they cheated him so they could get B-Hop and Oscar. I think that was the fight where he won the 4 belts. Now, September 30th, 1977, last one. Muhammad Ali retained the World Heavyweight Championship with a 15-round unanimous decision over Ernie Shavers. Yeah. And Ali, remember what he said? When Ernie hit him so hard, his kin folks back in Africa felt it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ernie could hit. Everybody that fought Ernie said he was the hardest one ever been hit by. Everybody that fought Ernie said that, man. Yeah. Man hit like a horse. But never won a title. Because he fought in that golden era. Mike Rim in the building. What's up, Mike? How are you today? Yeah, Ernie fought in that golden era, man. And if he fought today, he probably would be undisputed. But back in the 70s, Ernie never won a title. Jerry Cooney, Ron Lyle. A lot of those heavyweights from the 70s didn't win titles, man, because they was just in that era. Smoking Joe and Big George, Ali, Norton, Jimmy Young, Jimmy Ellis, Cooney, Holmes, all of them, man. So it was tough. Some great fighters didn't get titles back then. But in other eras, Shavers would definitely have a title nowadays. No doubt. Okay. Don't forget the JBT raffle is winner take all now. It's not half and half anymore, 50-50. Winner take all. Let me check it. It was $2.35 this morning. Let me check it again before we start. So yeah, $5 to get in, $20. We'll get you 5 chances. It's $2.35 this morning. Let me check. $5 this morning would have got you $235, man. Hasn't been moving too good this time, but hey, $235 for $5. Oh shoot, I won't pass it. Oh my goodness. Let me check. Okay, $235. That was dues. Okay, $245 now. We got $10 more since this morning. Jarrell Hattie is in. Jarrell joined the raffle this morning. He got 2 chances. $245 now. Okay? In the raffle. $5, pulling up on 300. $5 will win you $245. Right now, the drawing is December 21st. Right after Fury gets his hand raised in the rematch. Okay? I'll jot that down after the show. Jarrell Hattie. He'll be in here. I remember. Yeah. December, the week after this Saturday. Your next week is fight week for the big heavyweight rematch. And the drawing will be right after Fury gets his hand raised. Like 5 minutes later, just like after Bivol should have got his hand raised, was the last raffle. The drawing was right after the fight. And then this time, you know, the winner will get the money cash app 5 minutes after that. Okay, so the winner will be announced 5 minutes after Fury gets his hand raised. Then the money will get cash app to the winner 5 minutes after that. And then the winner cash app me my share back 5 minutes after that. Okay, I only won half. So, you know. Okay, let's get ready to get started. Just kidding. I ain't kidding. I'm not part of that. Okay. Boxing in the States. New Jersey, the Garden State. Okay, it's Christmas. That'll be a nice Christmas present for somebody. It might be 300 because we done got like 30 in the last couple of days. I told you it picks up when it gets close. So shoot, it might balloon up there. But $5 will get you what? That's $245. You have $245 right now. All you got to spend is $5. Do like Jarrell. Well, Jarrell got 2 chances. Should have spent the other 10 and got that 5, Jarrell. But it's all good. But one thing you have to do, you have to get in it to win it. You know? You have to get in it to win it. Okay, let's go with the boxing in the States today. The Garden State. Hey, RP, why do they call New Jersey the Garden State? I never knew that. Like, why do they call New York the Big Apple? The Garden State. Why is that? A lot of people got a lot of gardens up there. Seriously, I want to know. Oh man, I was supposed to show these during the boxing history segment. I didn't even do it, man. I took all that time putting them in. I was gonna change every 5 dates through the years, all the way up from back in the day, all the way up to Floyd and Manny, and I didn't even show them. I was supposed to. And that was supposed to have been the last one right there. Oh well. I'm forgetful. Okay. Boxing in the States, New Jersey. Now, professional boxing has thrived in New Jersey, on and off, since the late 19th century. Let's see if anybody came in before I get going too good. Nope. Thrived on and off since the late 19th century. Now, among the great champions who performed in the Garden State during the early days were Bob Fitzsimmons, the Old Master, Joe Gans, Jack McAuliffe, Jack O'Brien, and Gentleman Jim Corbett. Now, for decades, the heart of New Jersey boxing was centered in the local clubs, particularly in Hudson, Bergen, and Essex counties, right? Now, the primary place for big fights was Jersey City, where big crowds could be ferried over from New York. And there were large indoor and outdoor arenas in New Jersey, way back then, right? Now, during World War I, oil magnate Harry Sinclair built the baseball stadium in Harrison across the bridge from Newark. Now, this park hosted the 1918 fight between Jack Dempsey and Fred Fulton. And that was an important, Jack Dempsey wasn't champion yet, but that fight was an important stepping stone in his rise to the heavyweight championship, the Manasseh Marler, right? That was an important fight in his rise right there against Fred Fulton. Just Do Boxing in the building. That's another resident of the Garden State, the Just Do family. I was just asking RP, why do they call New Jersey the Garden State? I don't know, but it's the Garden State. And Just Do Boxing is in the building. Home of Just Do Boxing, RP Ray Patterson, Slick Shakur Stevenson. Marvin Hagler was born there. Raymond Ford. We're going to talk about these boxers from New Jersey in a little bit. So let's get back where were we? Let me see. Yeah, that was an important stepping stone for Jack Dempsey, that fight against Fred Fulton, 1918. So then, in 1920, European star Georges Carpenter won the heavyweight title from Battling Levitsky. That was in Jersey City. Then 9 months later, Carpenter fought Dempsey in Jersey City in boxing's first $1 million gate. Yeah, that was in New Jersey. I talked about it a lot before. Promoted by Tex Ricardo. That was in Jersey City, New Jersey. First $1 million gate. They built this place, man. 90,000 folks was in there. We're going to talk about that in a little while. Now, more than which 80,000 fans watched that fight in 1921, 80,000 people. And it was also the first title fight to be carried live on radio. Okay, didn't have TV then, but we had radio. That was the first one from Jersey City, New Jersey. Jack Dempsey and George Carpenter, right? First $1 million gate, first fight on the radio, 90,000 folks up in the camp. Wow, that's historical there. Now later in the 1920s, Benny Leonard and Harry Wells won a memorable fight in Jersey City again. Now during the 1920s and 1930s, Mickey Walker, the most popular New Jersey-based champion, did most of his fighting in Elizabeth and Jersey City. Slick Shakur would probably pass Mickey by the end of his career. That's the most popular, one of them. Mickey Walker, the Toy Bulldog, yeah, he is one of them. If you follow boxing way back then, he was like the 30s, something like that. Okay. Now, during World War II, Camden, New Jersey became a popular venue for major fights. Just like Jersey City, Camden was across the river from a major metropolitan area, Philadelphia, right? Now, Jersey Joe Walcott and Joey Maxim both fought in Camden in the mid-1940s. Maxim defeated Jersey Joe Walcott in Camden in the 1946 fight. Now, although boxing continued to be popular in the Garden State for 3 decades, starting around the 1950s, it failed to draw major fights anymore, right? Now, before that, the Depression and war years had been hard on its facilities, many of which fell into disrepair after the Depression. Now, the most memorable match during this time might have been Sonny Lister's 1970 win over Chuck Webner in Jersey City, New Jersey. It was Lister's final fight, right? Not too long after that was then they found him in his apartment dead, right? And Webner, aka the Bayonne leader, he went on to fame when he served as the inspiration for Rocky after earning an unexpected shot at Muhammad Ali. Yeah, Chuck Webner was Sylvester Stallone's inspiration for Rocky. Now, Rocky Marciano was the real Rocky, okay? I always thought he was the inspiration for him. No, they said it was Chuck Webner. Rocky Marciano was the real Rocky, okay? Yeah, he did real Rocky type. Like Jersey Joe Walcott, remember I just talked about. Behind on all 3 cards in the 13th round, needed a knockout to win and got the knockout, right? Now, I'm still talking about Rocky. Now, the fight picture brightened considerably after casino gambling came to Atlantic City. And where gambling went and was popular, boxing usually followed. And by the early 1980s, Atlantic City was a popular venue for title fights. Yeah, the 80s was, boxing was big time in AC in the 80s, man. Go up there for a weekend to gamble. It was always a big name fight going on, man. I seen an all women's fight in one casino one time. And if you was in there gambling, they let you into the arena for free. Yeah. Now, among the boxers who etched their names into the record books in Atlantic City were lightweight Sean O'Grady, welterweights Mark Breland and Meldrick Taylor, cruiserweight Barbie Chaz. Yeah, Barbie Chaz was tough. Junior middleweights Pernell Whitaker and Fernando Vargas. Middleweights, the Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran and B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins. Light heavyweight Michael Spinks, and heavyweight Dwight Braxton, Michael Moorer, Big George Foreman, Evander Holyfield, and Lennox the Lion Lewis. Now, since we talk about Atlantic City, let's go into Atlantic City a little bit more deeper, okay? A little bit more deeper into AC, the Garden State. The Garden State, okay? All right, we're going to talk about AC a little more deeper, you know? Because AC was, that was the fight capital in the 80s, man. I seen a few up there, yeah. Atlantic City. Go up there to pull a one-armed bandit, check out a fight. We didn't have no casinos in Maryland then. You had to ride up to Atlantic City if you like, gambling, the casinos and stuff. Now we got our own. Maryland lost a lot of money back in them days, man. We for not having no casinos. I was wondering what took them so long. I know I spent a lot up there, going back and forth to Atlantic City. But yeah, it was the fight capital back in them days of the United States, maybe the world. Okay. Now with casinos going full throttle, Atlantic City once was the boxing mecca. Yes, it was. Get the light out. I can't see nothing with the light on. That's crazy. Now, okay, Rick Patterson. Oh, I thought you were telling me why it was the Garden State. Yeah. RP from Jersey City. No, Atlantic City. Okay, Atlantic City. Yeah, you told me that before. I forgot. Now, by the 1970s, Atlantic City had suffered a tremendous amount of decay and economic decline. There were a number of reasons for this, including neglect. Also, much had changed. The post-boxing history With casinos going full throttle, Atlantic City once became the boxing mecca. It appeared first on BoxingInsider.com promotion. It was number one. AC. Now, yeah. Also, much had changed. Wait a minute. There we go. I was reading the same thing all over again. Wait a minute. Bear with me for a minute. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. I got it. It told me you have read your 5-time limit. You got to pay and subscribe to read this article again. Oh my goodness. I did not know that. Okay, here we go. We got it. Just told me I was past my limit, but I'm not. I know how to do stuff. I ain't that bad on technology. Now, a number of majestic hotels had been built in Atlantic City's heyday. It was sad to see them practically vacated. There was really only one thing that was seen as a viable remedy. In 1974, there was a referendum on the ballot to allow statewide casino gambling, but it was rejected by the voters of the state of New Jersey. RP probably couldn't vote this. Now, the proposal was tweaked to address the possible objections, and in 1976, a new bill that legalized casinos in the Garden State but limited them to Atlantic City did pass, right? To the boxing part. There we go. Now, Resorts International, which had a head start, was the early leader in boxing on the boardwalk, right? They presented the first show at an Atlantic City casino on November 4th, 1978, as lightweight Howard Davis Jr., who had won Olympic gold just a couple of years before, won a 10-round decision over Louis DeVilla. Yeah, Howard Davis was on that team in 76 with Sugar Ray, Spinks brothers, all of them. Arguably the best Olympic men's boxing team ever. Arguably. Now, number of shows picked up the next year, number of boxing shows. This not only included a win by Jerry Cooney over Leroy Boone, but also brought the first world championship fight at an Atlantic City casino. Matthew Saad Muhammad won a 15-round decision over John Conte, defending his WBC light heavyweight title. And remember, the profile yesterday, Jolton Jeff Chandler was on that card, remember? Jolton Jeff was on that card. In 1980, the number of shows doubled from 12 to 24, right? And in 1981, the number of fights doubled again, more than doubled, went to 49 in 1981, 41 fights. Everybody got into the act, then more casinos started picking it up. The Tropicana, Bally's, Playboy, Resorts, Golden Nugget, Caesars, and the Brighton, which was later renamed the Sands, all hosted fight promotions. I've been in all of them. Back in the 80s, I've been in every one of them. And in 1983, over 5,000 fans in a tent next to Harris Marina Hotel and Casino watched WBC champion Larry Holmes stop New Jersey native Scott Frank in 5 rounds in what was the first heavyweight title fight in Atlantic City. Yep, that was the first heavyweight title fight there, Larry Holmes and Scott Franks. Remember that one? Okay. It says fact. Joe used to go to all the fights in the Land City. Yeah. Fat Joe. Okay. Fat Joe. Yeah. Fat Joe used to go to all the fights. Okay. Now, boxing proved to be an ideal form of entertainment. It was already known that the sport drew the kind of people who liked to gamble in casinos. Yeah, boxing and gambling went hand in hand. I was one of them, right? It was also relatively inexpensive to host, and experienced and responsible people were there to actually organize things. In other words, the individual casinos did not have to put the events together themselves, right? They had promoters to do that. Don King. And in many cases, not only did the shows attract local and regional press coverage, they also got televised nationally, which provided quite a bit of marketing value. Now, it did not take long for things to really explode. Now, from 1982 to 1985, Atlantic City had 521 boxing cards. 3 years, 521. Wow. I got to know how many is that a year? 521 divided by 3. 173. Wow. They had almost 200 fights a year between 200 cards a year between 82 and 85. Yeah, boxing really exploded. Told you about those 80s up there. I was up there a lot. Now, it did not take long for okay, I read that. 521 boxing shows between 82 and 85 in AC. Okay? So now, that's more than 2 per week. There were numerous superstars in world championship fights. Too many to list here. Now, even as the pace slowed in the 4 years subsequent to that, after those years, there was still an average of more than 1 fight card per week in Atlantic City. And all the television networks covered the AC fights at one point or another, whether it was CBS, NBC, or ABC, ESPN, the Sports Channel, USA, Fox Sports, HBO, Showtime. Everybody covered the fights in Atlantic City. And every promoter of note plied his or her trade on the boardwalk. Don King, Main Events, and the Bob Plaza, top ranked now. The 3 major players at the time were fixtures. I mean, that's the 2 different ones. Don King, Main Event, and Bob Arum. Now, Bob Arum started out as part of Main Event, but then he branched off and started Top Rank. Yeah, he was Main Event Promotions. He used to be Ali's promotional company back in the 60s. So they were 3 of the big players of the time. So was Russell Peltz, famous for his shows at the Blue Horizon in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who made the short trip over from an established market that had lessened in importance to the new emerging market that was getting all the action. Yeah, Atlantic City kind of overshadowed Philly. Now, Las Vegas had developed a reputation for attracting the big fights, but it was clear during this period of time that Atlantic City had surpassed Sin City as the mecca of pro boxing in America. Yeah, the 80s, Las Vegas had nothing on Atlantic City. Atlantic City was the boxing spot, man. Yeah. Now, Las Vegas had left Atlantic City in the dust now, but back then in the 80s, it was Atlantic City all day. And still, there was an ambitious hotel casino operator who wanted to take things to a new level, stealing all the thunder from Las Vegas with the most feared man on the planet in tow. Here's a hint. He later got himself elected president. What we'll talk about. Yeah, Donald Trump put on some big fights. I saw him up there one time, back in the 80s. I was playing the one-arm band, and he was way off at a distance. Had a whole bunch of people behind him, and it was this big commotion. It was Donald Trump came through there. Me and Miss Cass, didn't we, Miss Cass? Yeah, we saw him. But I was way off. But I saw him. Mm-hmm. He was orange. Then I'm sorry, talking about the president of the United States. But yeah, I saw him in person, but I was way over here. But he wasn't president. That was in the 80s. He had one of his wives with him, not the one he got now, one of his other wives. Okay. But AC. Okay, let's move to the next thing. Boxing in the States, New Jersey, the Garden State. So now we are going to talk about some big fights up there in AC. Okay? Some big fights. A couple of big fights that happened in Atlantic City now, okay? This was a very controversial one. These guys are tied together forever. James Lights Out Tony and Dave Tiberi. Good story, man. Yeah. And it was in AC. I forget which casino, but I'm going to tell you in a minute. Yeah, James Tony and Dave Tiberi are forever tied together. And that thing tried to tell me, because I've been looking at it for the last couple of days that I've read it, too many times now I gotta pay, but I know a way around that. I got some tricks. I ain't paying y'all nothing. This is the last time I'm gonna read it. The show is today, so I'm gonna subscribe now. Right? I'm not gonna read it no more. I was only reading it, getting ready for the show. Why would I subscribe now? Wouldn't that be crazy? Oh, come on, man. Okay. There it is right there. Here we go. This is James, Tony, and Dave Tiberi. They had a very controversial fight up in Atlantic City back in the day. DJ Rush. What's up, DJ Rush? How you doing, bro? DJ Rush lives in New Jersey. He said, I go to the boxing gym in Patterson. The gym dues are cheaper at $50. This arrow will keep getting in my way. The gym dues are cheaper at $50. Every other town boxing gyms is really expensive. Okay, DJ Rush. From New Jersey. Glad you joined us, DJ Rush. We was talking about AC back in the 80s. I don't know how old you are, DJ Rush, but AC was the spot in the 80s. Las Vegas was way back in second place to Atlantic City, man. Yeah. Or as boxing in the 80s. Like I was just saying, they had 500 and some fights between 82 and 85. That's almost 200 per year, twice a week. And right now, we're going to talk about this fight that happened between James, Tony, and Dave Tiberi. It was a very controversial fight. It was up there in AC. Very controversial. That's them later on after their boxing careers. They had some kind of event honoring that fight. Well, let's talk about that. Andrew, Tony, and Dave Tiberi. Let's salute DJ Rush. 20, okay. Yeah, DJ Rush is 20. Wow. Okay, DJ. Ooh, DJ Rush. Well, you was like what, 2004? Okay. Yeah, so let's talk about it. But I'm glad you joined us, DJ Rush. 2 to 4, Monday through Friday, bringing you all that boxing history. Now, Tony Tiberi, Atlantic City, okay? Now, there are times in life when two people become inexorably linked to one another forever. Such is the case with two former professional boxers named James Lights Out Tony and Dave Tiberi. Now, these two men have been directly connected together when they fought for the IBF middleweight championship of the world. The fight ended with a decision that was so controversial in nature that it led to a United States Senate congressional investigation. Now that's controversial there. The United States Senator from New Jersey started an investigation into this fight. No, it might have been the senator from Delaware, where Tiberi was from. But the United States Senator started a congressional investigation into this fight, man. Now, Tony was awarded a highly controversial victory by split decision, a verdict that most fair-minded people were outraged by, right? Now, as it turned out, now check this out. As it turned out, two of the judges that judged this fight were not even licensed to judge a fight in New Jersey, right? And both scored the fight for guess who? Tony. By the lopsided score of 117-111. So that fight should have just been a no contest right there. Two of the judges weren't even licensed to judge in New Jersey. And that was the two that went for Tony. Wow. And it was disproportionate to reality and simply outrageous. 117-111. That's just like Perot Saturday, the exact same score. That's 9 rounds, right? And Tony lost the fight, and they could at least, if they was going to cheat, make it closer. They gave him 9 rounds. But see, a lot of people bet on scores too. That's what that was about, that Judge Saturday. Somebody paid him for that, you know. Although Perot lost, but they paid for that 117-111 score. Mm-hmm. Now, I have waited. Okay, wait a minute. I got off base. Okay, this was something in the paper. Okay. Okay. I done got off base here. Excuse me. Yeah, this guy wrote a book about it called The Uncrowned Champion. Right? And even Donald Trump commented on the fight because he was promoting fights and stuff up there in New Jersey then. And he said for almost 2 decades, Tony maintained that he won the Tiberi fight. He has since finally admitted that he lost the fight. Oh, that wasn't Donald Trump. I missed his statement. But for almost 2 decades after the fight, James Toney maintained that he won the fight. But he finally admitted that he lost it. He came out and admitted it, right? To Don Hurley, this guy that wrote a book on it. He had a talk with both of them, okay? Now, like I said, the fight resulted in a full-blown United States Senate investigation, which would take sworn testimony in the investigation of corruption of boxing, trying to reform the sport. They need to do that now. The fight and Tiberi's sworn testimony and work after the fight was also most notably recognized as the impetus for passage of the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act of 2000. And Dave Tiberi said, God had other plans for me. Oh, there we go. It's back. The whole thing disappeared, and now I just clicked off of it. Technical difficulties for one moment. We'll be right back. Dave Tiberi, James Toney, very controversial fight, though. Okay, let's get back to this. Yeah, DJ Russ says, RP says Harlem was the spot to go to. Harlem, New York? DJ Russ says, I'm glad to learn the business of boxing in general and about the shady judges in boxing. I pay attention to bad score cards. I'm glad in a way to know what I'm starting boxing. Yeah, you're going to be starting boxing? Okay. Those judges, man, it's a dirty business. Because, like that 117, 111 card, it's not bad judging because all these judges are professionally trained judges. It's corruption. It's cheating. No trained professional judge could look at that fight and give Caro 9 rounds. 117 is 9-3, 117, 111. No way. I thought that they should get him in a room. Somebody from the, what was it for, the IBF? Well, whatever sanctioning body should get him in a room and Puerto Rico, somebody from the Boxing Commission, and hand him that card and say, show me the 9 rounds you gave Caro. And he couldn't do it because Caro did not win 9 rounds. And the judge knows it, right? Yeah. Oh, come on, I did not get this right, man. Okay. Yeah, they had a Senate investigation on it, though, on the fight. Yeah, and that picture was taken when Tony was in the Hall of Fame weekend, when Tony was inducted at a Hall of Fame induction. And the guy that wrote the book, he sat down with Tony and Tiberi. He had a conversation with him about it, And he said Tony admitted to him that he lost the fight. It took him 20 years to do it, but he finally did it. Yeah, and he did lose. But that didn't do Tiberi no good because the man never became champion. And that was for the championship, right? And Delaware don't have no champions. He would have been the first and only world champion from the state of Delaware. And like I said, it resulted in a full-blown United States Senate investigation. I think it was the senator from Delaware that initiated that investigation. Now, nothing came of it because it was Tony kept the title and, wasn't no rematch or anything. So, yeah. But it did result in the Muhammad Ali Boxing Reform Act of 2000. That's what came from it. But that didn't do Tiberi any good. And Tiberi has dedicated himself to trying to reform boxing since that happened. Okay. And Yeah. Some reason this article is acting up on me, but yeah, that's what happened between those two. It was very controversial. Two of the judges weren't even licensed to judge fights in the state of New Jersey, so that should have been grounds for a no contest right there, shouldn't it? That's what I would think. You know, just like you don't have a driver's license, you can't go out there and drive a car. You can, but if you're caught, you're gonna get a ticket and fine or whatever. So if you're not licensed to judge a fight in that state, if you get caught judging a fight in that state, that fight should be a no contest. That's what I think. Okay, but yeah, James Toney Dave Tiberi, very controversial fight. Resulted in the Muhammad Ali Act. So something came out of it. But Dave never got recognized as a champion. At least Tony admitted that he lost the fight. Now, another big fight in New Jersey was the big 91-second fight between Mike Tyson and Michael Spinks. Remember that one? Michael Spinks went up to heavyweight. He was still a light heavyweight champion at the time, too. No. When he did that, he beat Larry Holmes for the heavyweight title, right? And he beat Larry Holmes twice. And then he fought Mike Tyson. And that was his last fight. He retired after that one. I think it was 91 seconds. Let's look at that briefly. And then we're going to talk about the Jack Dempsey and George Carpenter, that first $1 million gate, first fight on the radio. They built the stadium especially for that fight. Yeah, that was a big one. Very historical fight. There's Mike Tyson and Michael Spinks. Okay. I think I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna do a switcheroo here. This thing is not acting right. Acting right all morning. Murphy's Law. But that's okay. But how's everybody today? Ready for all that boxing we got this weekend? T. Hill said it was some tonight. Boxing tonight. Like and subscribe, please. Still ain't got to 2,000 yet. They took my monetization. I had it 3 weeks. I don't even know why they took it. But I use a lot of still pictures, and I found out you can get copyrighted for still pictures too. So that's probably what happened. But you know what I said? Keep the monetization. I don't need it. Keep it. I'm not even going through the nonsense. I don't know what YouTube be doing. I don't have to be monetized. I just enjoy talking to my people every day. You know? That's all. I ain't got to be monetized to do that. Okay, let's talk about Michael Spinks and Mike Tyson. Is Jarrell in here yet? He sent me a cash app. I didn't even thank him for. Okay, this fight, Mike Tyson versus Michael Spinks, was billed as once and for all, right? And this fight took place on June 27th, 1988, right? Now, both fighters were undefeated at the time, and each had a claim to being the legitimate world heavyweight champion. Mm-hmm. Remember, Michael Spinks had beat Larry Holmes, right? And Mike, he was already the champion, right? At the time, Tyson held the belts of all three of the major sanctioning organizations, WBA, WBC, and IBF, right? Wasn't no WBO at the time. While Spinks was the ring and lineal champion. Now, the fight was held at the Convention Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And it was at the time the richest fight in boxing history, grossing $70 million, of which Tyson earned a record purse of around $22 million, and Spinks got $13.5 million. $70 million to fight gross. Canelo make that by itself nowadays. But this was back in the 88, so yeah. Now, Tyson won the fight, knocking out Spinks in 91 seconds, right? Now, Mike had won HBO Heavyweight World Series, which saw all three major sanctioning bodies cooperate with HBO and Don King Productions to stage a tournament that would produce an undisputed world heavyweight champion. Now, over the course of 18 months, Mike took the WBC title from Trevor Berbick, he took the WBA title from James Bone Crusher Smith, and he took the IBF title from Tony Tucker. and he became the first fighter to be regarded as undisputed champion since Leon Spinks in 1978. But while Tyson was the sanctioning body's champion, he had not garnered universal recognition as champion. Spinks had entered the tournament as an IBF champion, a title he had held since defeating Larry Holmes in 1985, right? He competed in 2 fights in the tournament and won them both. A disputed 15-round decision in a rematch with Holmes and a knockout over Stefan Tangstad. This has set up a fight between Spinks and Tucker, the IBF top contender. But Spinks began negotiating to fight Jerry Cooney instead of Tucker, and the IBF responded by stripping Spinks, taking him out of the tournament. Now, despite this, Spinks was still recognized by the Ring magazine as its world champion. And he was also still considered to be the lineal champion, right? Now, Michael Spinks became a professional boxer shortly after he won the gold medal at middleweight in the 1976 Summer Olympics. Okay? Now, Mike Tyson turned professional in 1985, and he won his first 19 fights by knockout, 19 knockouts out of the gate, quickly garnering media attention and establishing an aura of invincibility. In November 1986, Tyson knocked out Trevor Berbick to win the WBC heavyweight title at 20 years old. He was the youngest heavyweight champion in history. And in his very next fight, Tyson faced James Bonecrusher Smith, who had won the WBA title in an upset over Tim Witherspoon earlier in 1986. And he won that by unanimous decision. Okay, he upset Tim Witherspoon by unanimous decision. So Tyson took a tune-up fight against Pinklon Thomas and knocked him out in 6 rounds. Then he waited for the winner between Tony Tucker and James Buster Douglas for the vacant IBF title that had been stripped from Spinks. Now Tucker won that fight, right? And if he had faced, if Douglas had won, Tyson probably would have beat him at that time, because Tyson was in shape and well trained then. But Tucker won, so Tyson went up against Tucker, and he beat Tucker, right? And eventually that brought about the fight between him and Spinks. Now, interest in the showdown between Tyson and Spinks grew to settle the issue of who the real heavyweight champion was. But negotiations were protracted because Tyson's co-managers, Bill Cayton and Jimmy Jacobs, and Spinks' manager, Butch Lewis, struggled to agree on terms. Now, negotiations temporarily broke down when Lewis insisted on a $15 million guarantee for his fighter. Now, he ended up getting more than that, I think. Now, knowing that constantly being asked about the fight, Tyson eventually demanded that his managers reach an agreement with Lewis. And by April, an agreement had been reached. Although another problem arose when the IBF threatened to strip Tyson of their title if the fight was not scheduled for 15 rounds. Yeah, because we was getting 12 and 15 rounds back then. Now, IBF president Bob Lee then relented. That's the one that ended up going to prison too. Not one, he was corrupt as hell, Bob Lee. But he relented, not wanting his organization to be absent from the biggest fight of the year, and agreed to a 12-round limit. The fight, I thought they wanted the fight to be when the IBF the IBF was trying to get 15 rounds, but they agreed to the 12-round limit, okay? Now, Donald Trump bid a record site fee of $11 million to have the fight at the Atlantic City Convention Hall, adjacent to his own Trump Plaza. Okay, so Donald Trump won the first bid on the fight. Now, Tyson would earn between $18 and $22 million, depending on fight revenue. Now, the highest purse received by a boxer up to that point was when that's not right. Now, Spinks, yeah. Well, anyway, Tyson was reportedly earning between $18 million and $22 million. That's not right. Buster Douglas ain't made no $25 million. That's raw. Now, Spinks earned the flat 13 point. Well, he did, but that was after that when he fought Holyfield. That was after that. Now, Spinks earned the flat $13.5 million, more than all his other fight purses combined. So he was trying to get 15. He got close to it. He got close to that 15 million. Yeah. Now, once and for all, the fight was highly anticipated and earned comparisons with the 1971 fight of the century between Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali, who were also undefeated heavyweight champions, and both had a legitimate claim to the title. Because Ali never lost it in the ring, but Frazier had won it in the ring through no fault of his own. Ali got stripped. As a matter of fact, when they had the tournament to replace Ali for the vacant title, Frazier boycotted the tournament in support of Ali. He didn't even fight in the tournament. He took the belt from the winner after the tournament. Mm-hmm. He supported Ali. Frazier didn't fight. Let's get to the fight. That's it. Muhammad Ali thought Spinks would win. He said he hits hard enough, he'll stick and move, he's fast on his feet, and he'll keep the distance. Spinks wasn't you would have done that, Muhammad Ali, but Spinks couldn't do that. Spinks couldn't do it. Now the fight. Now, minutes before the fighters were due to enter the ring, there was a commotion in Tyson's dressing room when Butch Lewis noticed the bump in Tyson's gloves. Butch Lewis was Spinks' promoter, and he noticed the bump in Tyson's gloves, and he demanded his hands be rewrapped. Now, the commotion continued when Lewis insisting that he would not let the fight start until the bump was smoothed out. Now, the matter was only resolved when Spinks' trainer, Eddie Futch, was called in, and he accepted that Tyson's gloves were fine. Though he was trying to protect his fighter's interests, Lewis later admitted that he had also seen a chance to pull a little psych on Tyson. Now, instead, Tyson had just been angered by the delay. And when Lewis had left and Tyson once again prepared to leave his dressing room, he told his trainer, Kevin Rooney, "You know I'm going to hurt this guy." Now, Tyson attacked Spinks from the opening bell, landing a solid left hook in the first 10 seconds and forcing Spinks to cover up. Spinks clinched and was driven back to the ropes by another Tyson attack. Okay? He moved off the ropes, but Tyson trapped him again, a left uppercut and a right hand to the body, forced Spinks to take a knee after a minute, which marked the second time Spinks had been knocked down in his professional career since the controversial rule knockdown against the white Muhammad Qawi during the 8th round of their 1983 encounter. Now, Spinks took a count of 4 before rising. As the two men moved towards each other again, Tyson turned away from a Spinks' right hand and responded with a left-right combination to the head, which put Spinks down again. This time, he was unable to rise, and referee Frank Cappuccino counted him out. The fight was over after just 91 seconds. Presently, the 6th shortest heavyweight title fight in history. Just 10 punches were landed, 8 by Tyson, 2 by Spinks. And the round was named Round of the Year for 1988 by Ring Magazine. After the fight, Spinks said, "I came to fight like I said I would. I just tried to do what I knew I had to do, and that was fight. Not that I stood toe-to-toe with him, but I tried to take the shot and came up short." Futch opined that Spinks was undone because he abandoned his game plan of boxing and moving early on, and instead tried to win Tyson's respect. Spinks later conceded that fear was knocking at my door big time. Spinks said, "Fear was knocking at my door big time." Tyson said, "The first punch I threw, he wobbled a bit. I knew right there I had him." My trainer told me before the fight that he bet both our purses that I would knock him out in the first round. Wow. So I went out and knocked him out in the first round. And later I found out he was just fooling with me. That man wouldn't bet your purse without telling you, man. Tyson probably would have agreed with if the trainer had asked him about that. But Tyson dedicated the win to Jimmy Jacobs, who had died in March of that year. Okay. All right, let's real quick, this first $1 million fight. It was also in New Jersey. They built an entire new stadium for this fight. 90,000 people there. It's a kind of a picture not too good, but see that little white dot in the middle? That's the ring. They built this whole big place for this fight. See the ring in the middle? 90,000 folks in that joint, right? Yep, and that's Tex McCard promoted it. There he is. No, that's Jack Dempsey and George Carpenter, the combatants. Let's talk about that real quick. Not long, but real quick. Then we're going to get to some boxers from New Jersey. Okay? Boxers from New Jersey. We always do that little segment. That's pretty good. Okay, let me get this going for you. The Jack Dempsey and George Carpenter. First $1 million gate. And it was also, there was a couple of historical things happened in that fight. I know it was 90. Oh, first fight on the radio too. Yeah. First $1 million gate, first fight on the radio. Didn't have TV yet. No, I wasn't born. Somebody probably thinking that. That was 1921. Okay. Oh, that's on that one. Yeah. We're going to talk about some boxers from New Jersey. Hope everybody enjoying the show today. Yeah, I don't need to be monetized. I just enjoy talking boxing. I don't even know why they took it. Keep it. That's what I say. YouTube, keep your monetization. I don't need it. Keep it. I was so proud to see that little dollar sign down in that corner. Then 3 weeks later, they took it from me. So, hey, it is what it is. Right? Ain't what it ain't. Don't need it. Yeah, Jack Dempsey and George Carpenter, French fighter. Between him and Marcel Cerdan, two of the French fighters of all time. Marcel Cerdan beat Jake LaMotta. No, Jake LaMotta beat him. And then he was on the way to the United States for the rematch and was involved in a plane crash. And he died. The French people hate Jake LaMotta too. He said if he wouldn't have beat Marcel, he wouldn't have been on that plane coming over here before the rematch. They love Sugar Ray Robinson. Because he beat Jake all those times. He get the royal treatment when he go to France. When he was living. They even shipped his pink Cadillac over there for him one time. When he visited France, yeah, they shipped his Cadillac, his entire entourage. He had like a 30-person entourage. Took his barber, makeup people, wardrobe crew. Yeah, Sugar Ray traveled and stuff. That's why he spent all his money up. You know, all those hangers on. I think Sugar Ray started the entourage. Sugar Ray Robinson. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Man. Here we go. Yeah, then we're going to get to talk about some boxers from Missouri. Now, what this was about, a place called Boyle's 30 Acres was a large wooden bowl arena in Jersey City, New Jersey. It was built specifically for the World Heavyweight Championship fight between Jack Dempsey of the United States and George Carpenter of France on July 22nd, 1981. Now, it held approximately 80,000 people, but they had a count of over 90,000 being in the house, right? And the place was built at a cost of $250,000. And the fight made over first $1 million gate, right? William Old School Arant in the building. What's up, Old School? Al Booker in the building. What's up, gentlemen? Boxing in the States, New Jersey today. Here we talking about first $1 million gate fight. Remember I talked about that before? That was in New Jersey. Yeah. At this place, and that's the place they built. Not a very good. This is the best picture I can find of it. But see a little white dot in the middle? That's the ring. It was 90,000 people in there. Yep. Built that place especially for the fight. Had a big old farm they found up there in New Jersey. Yep. And Jack won the fight, of course. he kept his title for 8 years until he lost to Gene Tunney, remember, 1926. And then Gene beat him again in 1927. Now, this fight, it was situated around Montgomery Street and Cornelison Avenue on a plot of marshland owned by John L. Boyle, right? That's why they call it Boyle's 30 acres. Now, Tex Rickard, the promoter. Let's see. I had old Tex up here. Tex was the Bob Father and Don King. That's who they wanted to be when they grew up, Tex Rickard, man. Yeah, he was the first big-time promoter of note. Tex, yeah. Promoted the first $30 million gate. Where is Tex? There's Tex right there. Old picture. There's Tex. Yeah. That's who the Bob Father Don King wanted to be when they grew up. Tex Rickard. That was the man back then. Now, Tex Rickard, the promoter of the fight, initially wanted the fight to take place at the Polo Grounds in New York City. But Nathan Lewis Miller, the governor of New Jersey, the governor of New York, opposed prize fighting and indicated that he did not want a Dempsey Carpenter fight to be held in New York State with all the money he blew. After a number of offers from other promoters, Rickard settled on a proposal from Frank Hague, the mayor of Jersey City, New Jersey. Now, Hague obtained a parcel of land owned by John P. Boyle, a paper box manufacturer. Wow. Now, I guess the paper box was back then, but probably didn't have too many paper boxes. 1920s. So, wow, he probably became a billionaire. He invented the paper box. Now, the site was once the home of the Jersey City baseball team, right? Now, he didn't invent it. He was a paper box manufacturer. Now, the actual size of Boyle's land was 34 acres, right? And the octagonal structure was built using $2,250,000 feet of lumber. Wow. And the arena covered 300,000 square feet. And during construction, had the services of 500 carpenters and 400 laborers, right? C.S. and J.W. Edwards were the contractors. Construction started on April 28, 1921. It was completed a few days before the fight, right? And the arena was initially due to hold 50,000 fans. However, the demand for the international extravaganza was so enormous that Rickard had to expand the arena to hold a capacity of around 80 to 90,000 fans. It had the greatest seating capacity of any amphitheater ever built. And in the contest between Dempsey and Carpenter, the strength and power of Dempsey was too much for the Frenchman, who was knocked out in the fourth round with a broken thumb. Yep. So that was the fight between Jack Dempsey and George Carpenter in New Jersey. Okay, let's look at some boxes. Some boxes from New Jersey now. Okay. Boxes from New Jersey. And we did Marvin Hagler when we did Massachusetts too, but we're gonna do him again. Okay. Marvelous one. He's from New Jersey, born in New Jersey, but his boxing career played out. He was living in Massachusetts then, remember? We're gonna look at both of them. We're yet marvelous. It should be right in. Should be right in this Mickey Flicky, as Thomas Hill would say. But he ain't. What's up, old school? What you doing off today, bro? It's Marvelous. And you know, his real name was Marvelous Marvin Hagler. That wasn't no nickname or nothing. They wouldn't call him that. His nickname. So he wouldn't have his name officially changed to that. I don't know why, but they wouldn't call him Marvelous Marvin Hagler. So he wouldn't have his name changed to that, right? Now, he was born Marvin Nathaniel Hagler, right? Now, he competed from 1973 to 1987. And he reigned as the undisputed middleweight champion from 1980 to 1987. Made 12 successful title defenses, all but one by knockout. Roberto Duran was the only one that went the distance with him in that stretch. Okay? Oh, okay. Old school says he's not off. Crush the Legend. What's up, Crush the Legend in the building? Salute, Crush. Monday through Friday. at 6 a.m. with the coffee and the donut, man. That is a fire show to start your day with. And I'm retired. And I thought I was going to be getting up 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but Crush got me getting up at 6 o'clock every day. Every day, man, to watch that. I'm usually the first one in there. I am Crush. I don't comment first, but I'm in there. Like quarter up, waiting. As soon as your thumbnail go up, I hit the thing, man. Crush the legend. Salute, Crush. Okay, yeah. Marvin Hagler, right? And he made 12 successful title defenses, and Roberto Duran was the only one to go the distance with him. The hands of stone. And guess what? They said Roberto was winning on all cards at the end of the 13th round. Marvin needed 14 and 15, and he got them. And it was strange because everybody expected a brawl. And guess what? It ended up being a technical boxing match between Marvin Hagler and Roberto Duran. Imagine that. They boxed. Strategic, man. Hagler also holds the highest knockout percentage of all undisputed middleweight champions at 78%. And his undisputed middleweight championship reign of 6 years and 7 months is the second longest reign of the 20th century. The longest, I believe, is Carlos Monzon. He holds the record for the 6th longest reign as champion in middleweight history. Nicknamed Marvelous. Now, this is what I'm talking about. His nickname was Marvelous, but he was annoyed that network announcers often did not call him that. Hagler went and legally changed his name to Marvelous Marvin Hagler in 1982. Went into the hall. He's a member of the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Okay, and Marvelous had a total of 67 fights in his career. He won 62, lost 3, had 2 draws, won 52 by knockout. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Next is from boxers from New Jersey, Slick Shakur Stevenson. Slick Shakur Stevenson. Shakur don't have no nickname, so I gave him one. All right. Slick Shakur Stevenson. That's him. It's Slick Shakur popped right in. I like Shakur. He popped right in. Even Marvin Hagler did. Slick Shakur Stevenson. Oh, Marvin was born in I didn't even tell you. Newark, New Jersey. And so was Shakur. Newark, New Jersey. Slick Shakur Stevenson. Newark, New Jersey. Okay. Now, Slick Shakur, on June 28th, 1997. Damn, that ain't that long ago. 27, okay. Now, Shakur has held multiple world championships in 3 weight classes, from featherweight to lightweight. Now, what's all the stuff about being boring and all this? The man has been a champion in every weight class he's been in. Okay? Every weight class he's been in, he's been a champion. So that's just hate, man. Not all boxers can say that. Some of them have been champion in none of the weight classes they've been in. Shakur been a champion in all of them. As an amateur, he represented the United States at the 2016 Summer Olympics, winning a silver medal in the bantamweight division. Slick Shakur Stevenson, currently world champion at lightweight. What does Shakur have, y'all? WBC? He has one of them. Currently champion at 135. Slick Shakur Stevenson from Newark, New Jersey. Next is Raymond Ford. Yeah, he's from New Jersey. Raymond is from Camden, New Jersey. Raymond Ford. Camden, New Jersey. What's Raymond's nickname? I don't know it. Maybe I should give him one. Rockin' Raymond Ford. Rough Raymond Ford. From Camden, New Jersey. I can't find you, Raymond. I ain't giving you no nickname. Raymond Ford. Still actively fighting. Lost his title earlier this year in the 5 vs. 5. But see, Raymond should have been on to 130. He stayed at 126, one fight too long. But he got paid for it. He was on that Riyadh season card, so he got paid. Yeah, Raymond is from Camden, right? Born March 16th, 1999. He had the WBA featherweight title from March 2024 to June 2024. Didn't have it long. Now, as an amateur, Raymond won the 2018 U.S. National Golden Gloves Championships, right? and currently fighting at 130. Raymond Ford. Okay, boxers from New Jersey. Next, Jersey Joe Walcott. Jersey Joe Walcott. Cover them all. We go way back everywhere. Current, active, future. Anybody know any future boxers from New Jersey? Maybe Baby do. Who knows? But right now, Raymond Ford from Raymond is from did I tell y'all? Camden. Yeah, Raymond's from Camden. Active fighter. Just lost. There he is. He just lost his title this year in the 5 vs. 5. Like I said, he should have been up. He should have been at 130. But they offered him that Riyadh season money. I don't blame him. I would have stayed there for that too. Oh, wait a minute, man. Listen up. I didn't tell y'all Slick Shakur's record. I gotta do that. Slick Shakur Stevenson's record. Current record. Okay? Currently actively still active. And he's had a total to this point 22 fights, 22 wins, 10 by way of knockout. Slick Shakur. Now back to Raymond Ford. Okay. Back to Raymond Ford. Man, Raymond should have been right there. I just had him up there. There we go. Raymond Ford from Camden, New Jersey. I'm just about finished Raymond anyway. I was getting ready to tell you his record. Oh, I did. I didn't tell you his record. Then we're on to Jersey Joe Walcott. Raymond has had a total of 18 fights currently. He's won 16, had 1 loss, 1 draw, 8 knockouts. Now, Jersey Joe Walcott. Jersey Joe. Did Jarrell come in? Because he sent me a cash up. I didn't even thank him. Maybe he didn't. Maybe that's why he didn't come in. He might be mad. Is Jarrell here? Oh, salute Jarrell. I appreciate that cash up you sent me. I don't see Jarrell's name. I was just talking about it. But salute Jarrell, Hattie. Appreciate that cash up, bro. 1,000%. I'm gonna write it down anyway, but I don't see it. And Thomas Hill says salute to him. Yeah, he sent me a cash up. I spent it already. Thank you, Jarrell. I spent it. It went to a good cause, too. Bought me a cooler with it, part of it. I'm drinking it right now. Yeah. Jersey Joe Walcott. Now, Jersey Joe is from Pennsauken Township, New Jersey. Jersey Joe Walcott, right? Now, he was born Arnold Raymond Cream, but his idol growing up was Barbados Joe Walcott from Barbados. So him being from Jersey, he took the name Joe Walcott and made his fight name Jersey Joe Walcott, right? After his idol. Now, he competed from 1930 to 1953, 23-year career, Jersey Joe. And he held the New York State Athletic Commission, the NBA, the precursor to the WBA, and the ring heavyweight titles from 1951 to 1952. And at the time, he broke the record for the oldest man to win the heavyweight title at the age of 37. That record held for over 3 decades until it was eventually broken in 1994 by 45-year-old Big George Foreman. Oh, man. And my big hand. Big George Foreman broke it, right? Now, despite holding the world heavyweight title for a relatively short period of time, Jersey Joe was regarded among the best heavyweights in the world during the 1940s and 1950s, right? Now, after Jersey Joe retired from boxing, he did some refereeing, right? And some acting. And he refereed the second fight between Muhammad Ali and Sonny Liston. But after that controversy, the way it ended, the phantom punch and everything, that wasn't Joe Walcott's fault. Sonny took a dive. But after that fight, guess what happened? Jersey Joe was not asked to referee again. But from 71 to 74, he got elected sheriff from Camden County, New Jersey. First African American to do so. And For 9 years, 1975, 1984, he was the chairman of the New Jersey State Athletic Commission, Jersey Joe Walcott. And he had a total of 70 fights during his career, right? He won 69. Wait a minute. No. 70 fights during his career. He won 49, lost 20, had 1 draw, 31 knockouts. Everybody lost fights back then because everybody was fighting everybody, you know. Bobby Chaz, tough man. Bobby Chaz. Once you hit Bobby good, Bobby was ready to rumble then. And Bobby was from Orange, New Jersey. Orange, New Jersey. Bobby Chaz. I seen him up in Atlantic City. He was a regular up there. I mean, I seen him fight. Yeah, Bobby Chaz. Yeah. Tough. Bobby Chaz. T-Z-Y-Z. That's how you spell his last name. And there's Bobby. Okay. Bobby Chaz. There he is. Now, Bobby Chaz was born on February 10th, 1962, right? And he used to be a commentator, too. He was a 2-division world title holder at light heavyweight and cruiserweight. He was born in, like I said, Orange, New Jersey. Grew up in Wanaque, New Jersey. Did I say that right? W-A-N-A-Q-U-E. Did I say that right, RP, or just W-A-N-A-Q-U-E? And attended Lakeland Regional High School. Okay. Mike Mazik been in the building. I seen Mike's name. Mike Mazik been in the building since I've been in the building. Right? Yeah, there it is. Wanaque. Is that how you pronounce that? Wanaque? I don't know, but that's where Bobby Chaz grew up at. He was born in Orange. Now, attended Lakeland Regional High School. He is 3/4 Italian and 1/4 Polish. His younger brother is a writer, Vincent Chaz. Now, he was nicknamed the Matinee Idol. He was a member of the United States Amateur Boxing Team whose other members died aboard LOT Polish Airlines Flight 007 when it crashed in 1980. Guess what? Chaz did not make the trip as he was recovering from injuries sustained in a car accident. Wow. He was supposed to be on that plane. Remember that one in 1980 when the entire Olympic team died in that plane crash? Chaz was supposed to be on there, but he had suffered an injury in a car accident and didn't go. Isn't that something? Wasn't his time. Now, Bobby had a total of 52 fights in his career. He won 44, lost 8, and he had 28 knockouts. Bobby Chaz. Next is Joe Jeanette. Go back a ways. Joe Jeanette. Here's Joe. Joe Jeanette. Go back a ways for Joe Jeanette. He fought way back then. Bad man, though. You can tell by the picture he fought back a ways. All right, Joe. You don't come up in 1 minute, I'm going to bypass you. Joe Jeanette. Maybe. Oh, there's Joe. What's up, Joe? Okay, Joe Jeanette. Now, Joe, where was Joe from first? Joe was from West Hoboken, New Jersey. Okay? Wow. On August 26, 1879. Now, he was one of the best heavyweight boxers of the early 20th century. Now, because he was African American, he was not given a shot at the World Heavyweight title. So he did win the World Colored Heavyweight Championship on 2 occasions, right? Win the World Colored Heavyweight title twice. Now, Joe had a total of 166 fights. He won 69. He lost 24. Damn, he had 21 draws. They had a lot of draws back then. I never understand that. And he had 1 no contest. And he had 69. He had 69 knockouts. Define RNE1. What's happening? Define RNE1. Talking about some boxers from the Garden State, New Jersey. Joe Jeanette, one of the best heavyweights of the early 20th century. Couldn't fight for the heavyweight title because of his color, but he won the color heavyweight title a couple times. Joe Jeanette. And you know, Jack Johnson, what was so weird? Jack Johnson used to be denied heavyweight fight for the regular heavyweight title because of his color. He had to fight for the color heavyweight title, just like Joe Jeanette did. But Jack Johnson got a shot for the regular title and won it. Then he started doing the same thing to the other black fighters, wouldn't fight him after he had went through the same thing they went through. Man. So, man, that's just wrong, man. I mean, if I had to do that to have the title, I would have said keep your title. You know, if that was part of the requirements not to fight the other black fighters, I would have said I don't want it. That's like I told YouTube, I don't want y'all monetization, keep it. I wouldn't have wanted that title, man. If that's what I got to do to keep it, no, man. You got to stand for something, or you fall for anything, and that's what Jack Johnson did. I'm sorry, Al Booker, but that's what he did. He didn't stand for something or fall for any damn thing. He went through that, and then he wouldn't fight the other black fighters, man. That's just wrong. I wouldn't have wanted the title if that's what I had to do to keep it. No, keep it. Y'all keep the title. Put it where the sun don't shine at. I'm serious, man. That really rubs me the wrong way when I read that about it, because I used to respect Jack Johnson, but the respect when I read that, man. You know, Dwight Muhammad is next. That's just wrong. You went through the same thing, and then you're gonna get in and turn your back on the other black fighters. Oh man. That's somebody that doesn't stand for anything. Stand for nothing. And he fell for anything. Dwight Muhammad Qualley. Now, he was born in Baltimore, Maryland. Dwight was. But he grew up in Camden, New Jersey. Yeah, he was born in Baltimore, Maryland, right up here where I'm at right now. Well, I'm about 30 minutes outside Baltimore. But yeah, he grew up here in Baltimore. But known for Camden when he was boxing and everything. And that's where he grew up at, Camden, New Jersey. Okay. Yeah, where were we? Okay, Dwight Muhammad Qualley. He, Camden, New Jersey. Now, he competed from 78 to 98. He had a 20-year career. Dwight, that's Dwight on the left, of course. Turn this light out, man. Yeah. I couldn't even see my pictures and stuff. I'm like, damn, that's real light, but the light was on. There we go. Yeah. Appreciate everybody rocking with me. Hope y'all enjoying this today. But Dwight, he had a 20-year career, 78 to 98. He was a world champion in 2 weight classes. He had the WBC and Ring Magazine light heavyweight from 81 to 83, and he had the WBA cruiserweight title from 85 to 86. And he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2004. Dwight. And in his 20-year career, Dwight had a total of 53 fights, of which he won 41. He lost 11. And he had 1 draw. And he knocked out 25 opponents. Dwight. We winding down now. Couple more. I had a whole bunch of them, but I'm not going to do all of them. You know. Next is Mickey Walker. Got to do the toy bulldog. Mickey Walker. The toy bulldog, y'all. That's what's his nickname. That's Mickey on the right. Now, let's say he's one of the most popular boxers to ever come out of New Jersey. He fought way back there. You're going to hear about him in a minute. As soon as I find him. I had everybody sitting right in here, but you know, everything works perfect for 1:30 to 2 o'clock. Then when 2 o'clock comes, everything goes haywire. But there go Mickey. He wasn't where I had him at, but he's still in there. It's crazy how that works, man. Crazy. But there's Mickey Walker, the toy bulldog, right? And Mickey was from I gotta look at my note for that. Mickey was from Hoboken. Now, it said Joe Jeanette was from West Hoboken. Mickey was from Hoboken. Is that 2 different places, RP? West Hoboken, or is it the same thing? Because it says here in my notes, Joe Jeanette was from West Hoboken. Mickey Walker is from Hoboken. There must be 2 different places, I guess. But anyway, Mickey was born on July 13th, 1903. right? And he had the world welterweight, middleweight championships at different times in his career. But he was born in Elizabeth, New Jersey, but he grew up in Hoboken, right? He was also an avid golfer and would later be recognized as a renowned artist. Wow. And his nickname was the Toy Bulldog. Walker is widely considered one of the greatest fighters ever, with ESPN ranking him 17th on their list of the 50 greatest boxers of all time. 17th. And boxing historian Bert Sugar places him 11th in the top 100 fighters catalog. Statistical website BoxRec rates Walker as the 6th best boxer to have ended his career at middleweight, while the Ring magazine founder, Nat Fleischer, placed him number 4 among greatest middleweights of all time. Cash Sports, the box historian, don't really have an opinion. I never really thought about it. So, all the other major heavyweights gave their opinion, so why not give mine too? I don't know where he rated that, to tell you the truth. But anyway, he had a total of 164 fights in his career. Wow. He won 131 and he lost 25. He had 6 draws, 2 no contests, and 60 knockouts. The Toy Bulldog, Mickey Walker. There he is. We just got like 2 more. Okay. Rubin Carter, got to do him. Hurricane. This is an interesting one here. Hurricane. Yeah, I wanted to get to this. There's Hurricane. Hurricane, man. Sad story. This man would have been great. He would be talked about, like a household name if he hadn't. He got arrested and everything. Wrongfully went to prison. I think he did like 18 years. The Hurricane, one of the ones that dropped out on me. I got to put him in again. But there he is. I'm taking on. Rubin Hurricane Carter. Bob Dylan made a song about it, remember? And Hurricane was from where's Hurricane? Clifton, New Jersey. Rubin Hurricane Carter. Now, he was wrongfully convicted and imprisoned for murder until he was released following a petition of habeas corpus after almost 20 years in prison. I think it was like 18, right? Almost 20 there. Carter, and in 1966, Carter and his co-accused, John Artis, were arrested for a triple homicide, which was committed at the Lafayette Bar and Grill in Paterson, New Jersey. Shortly after the killings, at 2:30 a.m., a car carrying Carter, Artis, and a third man was stopped by police outside the bar while its occupants were on their way home from a nearby nightclub. They were allowed to go on their way, but after dropping off the third man, Carter and Artis were stopped again and arrested while they were passing the bar a second time, 45 minutes later. Now, in 1967, they were convicted of all 3 murders and given life sentences, right? Their sentences were overturned in 1985, 18 years. Prosecutors appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court, but declined to retry the case after the Supreme Court ruled against their appeal, right? Now, Carter's autobiography titled The 16th Round, written while he was in prison, was published in 1974 by Viking Press. The story inspired the 1975 Bob Dylan song, Hurricane, and the 1999 film, The Hurricane, starring Denzel Washington. Good movie as Carter. Anybody ain't seen that, pull that up and check that out, man. The Hurricane, starring Denzel as the Hurricane. From 1993 to 2005, Carter served as executive director of the Association of Defense of the Wrongly Convicted, later renamed the Innocence Project, or Innocence Canada. That's the Innocence Project, right? Yeah, Hurricane. Boxing career never really got off the ground because of that. But yeah, very interesting case. And that movie is fire, y'all. Check it out, man. Rubin Hurricane Carter. Oh, man, come on. Now, yeah. Now, he did have a total of 40 fights, And he won 19 and lost 12, had one draw. And no, he won 27. He had 19 knockouts. Let me see. That's not that bad. 121 more after Hurricane. That's a knockout rate of I don't know if that's amateur or whatever. I didn't know he had that many fights. Is that amateur or somebody? That's 70% knockout rate. No, I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't know he had that many fights, if that's the question. And finally, the last one is Robbie Sims. Had to do Hagler's half brother. That's Hagler's brother. Robbie Sims. That's him on the left. Robbie Sims, Hagler's half brother. Yeah. He was a boxer. Robbie Sims, the final one. It's many more, but I couldn't do everybody, you know. I did a profile on Ike the Cat Dupree one time a while back. So yeah, he deserves honorable mention. A few of them. I'm gonna do some honorable mentions. Just mention them. But Robbie Sims, brother of Marvin Hagler. Okay. Now, he competed from 1980 to 1996. Had a 16-year career too. Yeah. Jimmy the Cat Dupree. Mike, I didn't even look at that, man. And you put that in the chat right when I was talking about. Oh, did you hear me say it? Jimmy the Cat Dupree, yeah. Trump. What's happening, Trump? Man, I haven't seen Trump in a while. Damn. Where you been, man? Oh. Trump in the building, everybody. Salute, Trump. Good to see you. Now, Robbie Sims, he had a 16-year career. Of course, from Newark, like his brother Marvin. And half-brother former middleweight champion Marvin Hagler. That's what he's known as. That's all he got. Half-brother of former middleweight champion Marvin Hagler. That's all they had. That's his claim to fame. Nothing about titles or who he fought. Half-brother middleweight champion Marvin Hagler. But like I said, he did have a total of 50 fights, right? He won 38, lost 10, 2 draws, no contest. Even knocked out 26 people. Robbie Sims. That's the honorable mentions. Jimmy Dupree, like Mike said. Mike Mazik. Was we from New Jersey, Mike? Mike Fox. He gets Mike Mazik, honorable mention. Tony Galento, Oscar Collazo, Tippy Larkin, Fireman Jim Flynn, Bruce Seldon, Omar Sheikha, Johnny Saxton, Kendall Holt, Randy Newman, Steve Harmon, and Shadeja Green. Honorable mentions, all fighters from New Jersey. And there you have it. Boxing in the States, New Jersey. Tomorrow, the profile is the life and career of Roy Jones Jr. Okay. Fantasy matchups Monday next week going to be about the Four Kings. Okay. We're going to talk about a little history of the Four Kings, some of their fights, and then the Four Kings some fantasy matchups. Each Four King going to have a couple fantasy matchups. Each of them going to have a matchup with somebody from this era, and then a fighter from another era. But fantasy matchups Monday, the Four Kings this week, okay? And tomorrow is the life and career of Roy Jones Jr. And we got the fights coming up tonight, and 3 tomorrow and 5 Saturday, okay? A busy boxing weekend for boxing fans. Busy. Appreciate everybody though. Lights looking good. Lights are looking real good. And we're gonna get to 1,000 eventually. I got a subscription today, pulling up on 900. Kicking 900 in the ASS. Excuse my French, but I appreciate everybody, man. Y'all are what keeps Cast Sports rolling, man. I told y'all I didn't know I was gonna last. This is my 306th show, and I did not know I was gonna last I kept doing them. But it's y'all fault. I didn't tell y'all to keep coming back every day. So I blame y'all. 306 show today. Then we hit 300 last week. Now we at 306. Wow. See if we can get 306 more. And we don't need to be monetized. They can take that monetization and put it where the sun don't shine at. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. Jarrell Hattie, I appreciate that cash app. Don't forget the JBT raffle in 2 weeks. It's now at 300. What does I got? What I say? 335. 235. I forgot. I think it's 235. Let me check real quick. I'm sitting right here. Yeah. $5 will get you one chance. $20 will get you 5 chances. So you spend $5 and you got the chance to win $235. December 21st, 4 days before Christmas. That's $235. No! Wait a minute. 20. See, I got the dues mixed in there too. God damn. I got it written down separately, but I'm trying to figure, looking right at the phone now. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I think it's 245. It's 245 for the raffle. That 265 there, but the other $20 was dues. Yeah. Yesterday, 3 got into it. And then, because it was 215, right? And we got $30 in the last 2 days. 215 and 30 is 245, right? 245. $5 will get you $245. And I guarantee you, it'll be 300 by the 21st. Because I find that the closer you get, that's when people really start getting into it, you know? But $245 for $5. And remember, the drawing will be done December 21st, 5 minutes after Tyson Fury gets his hand raised. And then 5 minutes after that, the drawing is done. 5 minutes after that, you get Cash App your money. And like I told you, 5 minutes after that, you Cash App me my cut back. Just hit return. You know, you ain't got to give me half. I know exactly how much you got because I'm the treasurer. So if we stay at 245, just send me 100. You'll have 145, okay? Yeah, that'll work. But anyway, yeah, 245, though, all jokes aside, for $5, that's a lot, man. That's a $240 turnaround. Damn, I wish I could get in this thing. And we still got a week and 2 days. It's next Saturday. Because next week is fight week for the big heavyweight showdown, remember? Still got a week and 2 days. And for raffles, it seems like the closer you get, that's when people start really buying them up, man. So shoot. It might be 500 by then. Damn. If you get to 500, I'm getting in it. I don't care if I'm the JBT treasurer or not. If you get to 500, I'm getting in it. If Cash Sports win it, then y'all just have to be mad at me. 500 for $5? Yeah, I'm getting in it. But that's one thing you got to pay to win, though. If you don't get in it, you guaranteed not to win nothing. Okay? Nothing. Nothing for nothing leaves nothing. And that's what you win if you don't spend that $5. Nothing. So get in it, man. And it's going to a good cause. But appreciate everybody today. Trump, you finally won. Jarrell Hattie, Crush the Legend, William Old School Arant, Al Booger, DJ Rush. What's that his name? What was DJ's name, man? Gotta get this right. It's way up there, but I'm gonna find it. I don't have so many people in it. Ain't like I got 200. Like I'm gonna have one day. The DJ Rush. I didn't even write the man's full name there. DJ Rush, Just Do Boxing, Mike Rim, Ray Patterson, Prize Fighter, Donnie Williams, Let's Talk Fashion, Thomas Hill, Mike Mazik, Bruce Gas Boxing Jazz, and more, and Miss Cass. Okay? Now, I know we had didn't we have a Just Do earlier this morning? Then we're getting another Just Do coming up. Okay? So, appreciate everybody. Join me tomorrow Because if it's Monday through Friday at 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian bringing you all that boxing history. Just Do Boxing is straight ahead of us. This is Cast Sports. Everybody have a great afternoon. And I will see y'all around those JBT streets. I agree, DJ Russ.